In this video, we're going to review some basic terms for studying political science. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say political science? Well, three important terms. One is government, one is politics. We have to define those before we can really understand what political science is. Start with government. The term government, we've heard it, we can probably recognize it when we see it, but essentially what it refers to is any institution and mechanism for collective decision making. That's what a government is, an institution for making collective decisions. And there are many examples. This could be a student council deciding how they want to spend fundraising money. It might be a parliament that governs a country. It could even be a board of directors in charge of choosing the direction for a very large company. Maybe it's a condo association or a homeowners association determining what kind of flowers you're allowed to plant in your front garden. A hiring committee deciding who gets a scarce appointment to a specific job. All of those things are types of governments. They are organized bodies used to make collective decisions. There's a challenge, however, and that's collective decision making is difficult. We can contrast that with individual decision making. When we go shopping at the grocery store, you walk down the cereal aisle. I can buy whatever brand of cereal I want. Many people do. Some people make the choice to buy a healthy cereal. Maybe some people choose a cereal because it's on sale. Others might want an indulgent sugary cereal. Everybody gets to make their own decisions. Those are private, individual decisions. It's the opposite of a collective decision. When we're talking about collective decision making, somebody decides on the brand of cereal, and everybody must eat the same cereal. That's an analogous way to try and understand what a collective decision is. The group makes a choice, and everybody in the group has to abide by that choice. We make these all the time. Electing a political leader, whether that be a mayor, a premier, a president, a prime minister, that is a collective decision. Do you want to raise property taxes or lower property taxes? That is a collective decision. Do you want to build a transit system? If so, where should the buses go? Should it be trains instead of buses? Collective decision. Going to war, organizing the economy. Do you want an economy that allows for small businesses and entrepreneurship? Or do you want a centrally controlled government economy? Do you want to provide healthcare or not? All of those are collective decisions. And the key factor is that everyone in the group has to abide by it, whether you like it or not. And that poses some problems. Chief among which is, who decides? How do you get to make that decision that everyone else has to abide by? Well, that's the nature of politics. Politics is the competition for power, the power to make that decision. Now, sometimes that's the power to control a government at the provincial level, the city level, or even the national level. Could be controlling a sports team, so you can decide who gets chosen for the few select spots. Power to dictate resource allocation, who gets what, who gets how much money, who gets their share of the revenue. The power to make collective decisions, and ultimately the power to choose. That is politics. Now, political science is the study of politics, the study of collective decision making. Now, in political science, there's different branches of it and there's different techniques, but typically we're studying the actors, the people that make decisions. Those can be the voters and the decisions that are made at voting time, or it could be the choices that political leaders themselves make. The institutions. How is it that certain institutional arrangements, like a city council or a parliament or a congress, how do those rules affect the types of decisions that you can make? And of course, there are groups that are involved in that. They might be activist groups, social movements, or more formal groups like political parties. That's what we're talking about when we consider studying political science. We're talking about governments, institutions for collective decision making. Competing for power to control those institutions. That is the nature of politics. And political science, essentially just studying those two things, the study of government and politics, study of collective decision making.